Hey everybody, continuing on with the conversion van project, I wanted to include you in hooking up the port to the electric that I've ran inside the van. I've gotten a lot of the insulation and paneling done, and I'm looking to move forward. I'm going to turn you around and we'll get started on the outlet. I have the camera directed towards the back of the driver's side van where I actually installed the NoCo plug port. I already installed a receptacle box. It's an outdoor, gotten it at Home Depot. It'll have a door with some foam for insulation, so it makes it a little more waterproof. And being in the van camping, I like that feature a lot more than just having the receptacle open to the elements. So what I want to do is clip this and run this through to the box so that it's behind the paneling. We'll go ahead, take our cutters, and we'll snip that. With that snipped, I'm going to fish this through as best I can. There we go. And through the box. Nice. That'll be nice and flush up against that panel. Now I can hook up the outlet. So I'm going to first start by stripping this wire, which is very thick. Okay, so this might take a minute. Alright, if you can see there, I got enough exposed that I can actually hook the outlet up. Take my pliers, strip each individual wire. I like to twist. These are all, it's not a solid wire. Take our outlet. I already have a ground wire on there because what we're going to have to do is cap the grounds all together, and the outlet's going to carry the neutrals and the hot. So we'll start with, this is what the outlets are connected to right here, which is a 14 gauge, like it's household wire, and I'm going to put them onto the bottom screws of the outlet, which, if I can get this turned around the hook, and a screwdriver. Okay, so that proved to be rather difficult. The one thing I can say is that this wire, if you don't have it wrapped the one way, it'll keep kicking the wire out, which was a big pain. I capped the grounds, had the port on both the tops of the receptacle and the other wire on the bottom, and I had for the receptacle this piece of ground to connect the two grounds together. I'm going to shove all that in the box, and I'll show you how I put the other outlets in. So really quick, I went and plugged the extension cord in and came around, put the outlet in, and I got my tester right there, which is saying everything's reading good. What I did was I ran this wire through the back of the van and came out here, and I actually tucked it into this wire protector and ran it all the way down. You can see it right back there with all the other wires. Ran it down the length of the van and dropped it down into here. And I'm going to have this outlet, which is going to be towards the front of the van. But then I went around and I tucked it right there above the header right here, which I'm going to have to find some way to make sure that doesn't pop out or move. But then it comes out here, and I took it around the doors down through here. I was actually able to get in through here, and I just dropped it down to where I have another outlet. And if I can get this plugged in to show you, that one's reading good too. So now all I gotta do is unplug, snip these wires, connect the outlet, and I should have 3 outlets in this van now. I can go ahead and put the panel on, which is right here, which took a good amount of measuring, but this one goes over the wheel well and leaves a little sliver at the bottom, but I think I can work with it. It'll do nicely. I used 1/4 inch birch plywood, and for the backing I used 3/4 white pine where that outlet's connected. And once I get that done, I'll start working on the passenger side, which that needs a panel right there, and this panel right here, which is right by the back or the side doors and above this wheel well, will need to be all paneled. So that's next. Oh boy. That had to go on first. All right. Seams tight. Got my 1/8 inch drill bit. We'll go right here first. Half-inch pop rivets, rivet gun. In there. pretty much as simple as that. Getting these riveted on, and I'm gonna have battens cover the seams, kind of trim them up a little bit. But I mean, I got this nice and tight on the top, and this is eventually going to get capped with 2 boards of some sort. There's going to be a lot of scribing on that, getting that, because it's curved this way and also this way, and it's kind of weird how it bumps out in some places, but it's going to be a little bit of work. I only get to work on this maybe a little bit at a time, so to show you where I've gotten so far, it's basically insulating and riveting these on, and the electric being ran, and it's going to be onto the subfloor next, which we'll get into that a little bit before we cut out. So I'm going to go ahead, finish this up, and this panel will be done. Okay, so the one thing I did forget to mention was right here on the seams where there was no real place to pop rivet, I put a 2-inch piece of flat metal, which that's what I riveted to so that these seams would line up. I got a little bit more to do on them, and I'm going to go up this brace right here and maybe 3 or 4 more pop rivets, but that's pretty tight on there. If I can jump out for 1 second, show you that it's starting to look like something. But I'm going to get these lights off in the van. As for the subfloor, I've already started to level out, ripping 2x4s, and it was about a 1/4 inch, some places a 1/4 inch heavy, depending, and then the width changed. Like you can see, this one's a little bit wider than this one, but I'm gonna have to bring that all the way out here to this portion here and figure out exactly how I'm gonna glue it down, and if there's gonna be any kind of screws to help keep it from lifting up. I'm not 100% trusting of the just glue, but maybe find some screws that'll be able to seal them. But for right now, I'm happy with getting the driver's side done, and pretty soon I'm going to be working on trimming that out. But for right now, all my cuts worked, and I got to get this bottom dialed in, and then we'll have this driver's side done. Electric in, and then we could start on the passenger side. So I'm real happy with the progress I made tonight. 1 panel installed and 3 receptacles. I wanted to show you behind the driver's seat, that receptacle tested correct. 3 receptacles is all I think I'll ever need. 6 outlets, 1800 watts on a 15 amp circuit. Any more than that, it's more than I ever have had in this van. So all in all, right now, I've been using 1/4 inch plywood for the panels, pop riveting them on. It was 1 inch installation, and I've only bought 1 3/4 plywood for that back panel, which I need another one, and then I got to figure out the subfloor. And I'm probably in it for less than 400, I know, and I'm sure I can get it done under 1,000. And I know there's people that have done it, but with the way plywood and lumber are going through the roof right now with COVID, hopefully those prices come back down. I don't want to pay the prices that are out there right now, but I do want to get this done. But I want it to be under $1,000. It's kind of the goal. But for right now, the outlet's being hooked up, all the wiring. I'm gonna fix on getting the passenger side done, and I should be in good shape. I'm trying to figure out what kind of stain I want to put on this and what kind of flooring I want to end up with putting on top of the subfloor. Everybody seems to like laminate or linoleum, only because it's probably quicker to clean up, and when you're camping, sand, like depending on where you're at, like it's probably a lot better. Carpet's just going to get dirty, but we'll cross that bridge when I'm there. For now, I was real happy to show you guys how to get these outlets in. It's a really nice feature to have that port to be able to plug in, give yourself outlets inside your van. And where I'm at now, like I do want to install, probably on this back panel here, an inverter. I'm looking at those now. I'm probably going to put the battery behind the seat. So that's going to be a whole separate video. And the subfloor, I wish I could have did the paneling video a little bit, but it's a lot of scribing. I only get to work on this here and there. So I mean, it would have been broken up so much that there wouldn't have been a time lapse or anything like that. But for now, I'm happy with what we got accomplished. Moving forward, and I appreciate you guys hitting the like button, subscribing. Stick with me. I'm going to get this done. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to go camping and start showing videos of getting out there and doing things. All right, everybody.